Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Race to 100. I am Rick Thorsell.
And I'm Neil Bate.
And we are on episode number 84. So, I feel like the number one question everyone is asking this Sunday, does Donald Trump know what a sacrifice is?
What's the question that I've been asking myself during the entire presidential race? Does Donald Trump know what he is talking about?
And it turns out that this is a question that has never been more clearly articulated, both from a citizen's perspective as well as the news perspective, which seems to be grasping onto this as well, is the fantastic speech of Khizr Khan at the end of the Democratic National Convention this past week.
And Donald Trump had choice words to respond to Khizr Khan's speech.
If you look at his wife, she was standing there. She had nothing to say. She probably, maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. You tell me, but plenty of people have written that. She was extremely quiet, and it looked like she had nothing to say. A lot of people have said that, and personally, I watched him. I wish him the best of luck.
He said you have sacrificed nothing and no one.
Well, that sounds, who wrote that? Did Hillary's scriptwriters write it?
How would you answer that, Father? What sacrifice have you made for your country?
I think I made a lot of sacrifices. I work very, very hard. I've created thousands and thousands of jobs, tens of thousands of jobs. I think
those
I've
are
done a lot.
sacrifices?
Oh, sure, I think they're sacrifices. I think when I can employ thousands and thousands of people, take care of their education, take care of so many things, even in military. I mean, I was very responsible, along with a group of people, for getting the Vietnam Memorial built in downtown Manhattan, which to this day people thank me for.
Saying that he was a very emotional guy and that his wife was on stage with him and wasn't speaking because she probably wasn't allowed to, insinuating that they come from some sort of radical form of Islam, and those statements were far-stretched, to say the least, very inaccurate. And she had a medical condition, but Trump assumed she wasn't talking because her husband wouldn't allow her to. Well, I feel like someone of Donald Trump's character would be one to tell his wife to keep her mouth shut before Khizr Khan. I mean, Donald Trump doesn't necessarily surprise me as someone who respects the authority, power, influence of a woman, but that's just me.
No, I mean, his sexism is pretty legendary.
Yeah, his legendary sexism.
Legendary.
Yeah. But, yeah, what did you think when you saw Donald Trump respond to Khizr Khan's speech so ignorantly?
Well, first, if you haven't had a chance to check out the Khizr Khan video that we did, we'll put a link up above. But the response was fascinating because Donald Trump came out and it seemed like he didn't know how to respond. Is that normally when a person attacks him, they're easy to sort of poke at. They have a particular characteristic or something wrong with them that Donald Trump brings up and exploits.
He never lets the interviewer finish the question,
and he resorts to name calling. He resorts to and you could see him try to do something like that now, where he's like insinuating, oh well, maybe because this Khizr Khan is Muslim, that he's not going to allow his wife to speak. People are saying
that was very disrespectful. That was very, very, very disrespectful.
And I think part of the reason why it's failing is because
not even cool. Why would you say something so rude? You probably don't want your wife to talk.
It's Donald Trump, obviously, but it's great because the news. I know that the CNN morning talk show, at least, and I know a couple of other shows, brought him on to rebut Donald Trump's rebuttal.
Yeah.
And his response, it was more or less that Donald Trump is filled with ignorance, and that ignorance, unfortunately, shows itself in instances like this.
A candidate for the highest office of this nation. Two things are absolutely necessary in any leader or any person that aspires, wishes to be a leader. That is moral compass, and second is empathy. This candidate is void of both traits that are necessary for the stewardship of this country.
You don't believe he's fit to be president?
I do not believe his whole year-long rhetoric, division, excluding people, talking about them derogatorily, has prepared him. He promised to the Republican leadership that he will change his manner. He will not be as ignorant as he had been, but he had continued. Those two traits of moral compass and empathy are absolutely necessary for the leader of a free world, leader of nation like United States.
As a man who Khizr Khan,
Every time he opens his mouth, that ignorance shows himself. It's not like it happens every so often. It happens every time the guy opens his mouth.
but you put up, and this is what's so fascinating for me, is that you put up a man who is so articulate and so immaculate in his personal character and the sacrifices that he, his wife, and his son ultimately ended up making. And you can't attack that type of person. You see that Donald Trump is being very, very sensitive about this, because this is a Gold Star mom, this is a Gold Star family who made the ultimate sacrifice. And when the news interviewers confront Donald Trump about that question, what is sacrifice to you? Donald Trump responds, I created a lot of jobs, and that's my sacrifice. And that's why I asked the question.
And I've donated money, and I've gotten huge tax breaks, and I won't show you guys my tax returns that have depicted the tax breaks I've received for creating all these jobs and giving all this money to charity.
Did you see the trending hashtag?
What?
Of Trump sacrifices?
No,
People have been having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah,
It's Trump sacrifices staying in a 3-star hotel, playing on a public golf course,
sacrifice
having
the
to open his own door.
Sacrifice the purity of my skin to have orange pigment for the rest of my life. Yeah, how about that?
That you know what? That's a little disgust.
Yeah,
Sacrifice that I'm sure that he laments.
I don't know, guys. Today I'm just kind of out of it because I've grown weary of talking about Donald Trump. Of course, it has been helping our YouTube channel, so I kind of have to thank him kind of for being such a dork that we've received all of this positive feedback from all of our viewers. But other than that, though, I just wish that we could we had like better things to say.
See, this is like McDonald's for me.
Yeah, about a presidential candidate. Rick's is loving it, y'all. So, but yeah, I don't know. Khizr Khan has
what a great man. I loved his responses
at the Democratic National Convention, and Donald Trump rebutted with ignorance. Rebutted.
Yeah.
Retorted. Yeah, that's a better word to use.
Well enough.
You see what happens when you hang out with authors, man. You become more articulate. So feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for more access to episodes of Race to 100. We appreciate all of the contributions from our viewers and subscribers. None of this would be possible without you guys. I'm Neil Batang. Ricks, would you like to add anything else?
We will catch you next time on the Race to 100. Peace.